So today is day 7 and we are doing the ancestral prayer, the karmic release for the subject of addictions. Now, what do we call an addiction? Generally, we understand it as, drinking, smoking, gambling, and nowadays we commonly hear that term screen addiction. See, an addiction is a coping strategy. When a person feels uneasy inside and there's a kind of discomfort, there are people who suffer from insomnia, they can't get sleep at night. Why can't they sleep? They can't sleep because thoughts are racing and they feel uncomfortable because they are not able to catch that exact thought. And why are they not able to catch that exact thought which is causing discomfort? They are not able to catch that exact thought because of the speed at which the thought moves. Let's understand it this way. So, doctors and researchers, those who work on the brain, they tell us that in a single day, a person has 50,000 to 80,000 thoughts moving across in the mind. Tell me, can any of us as human beings, even if we happen to be overthinkers, do you think we can take a paper and pen and start writing down all the thoughts that cross the mind in a day? And do you think we'd be able to come anywhere even remotely near 1,000, leave aside 50,000 and 80,000? Do you think we'd be able to do that? Perhaps not. Why? Because the conscious thoughts, maybe 200, 300, if we are overthinkers, maybe we could catch 500 thoughts, perhaps. But the truth is that these 50,000, 80,000 thoughts that these people who work, medical people, researchers, they talk of, that is happening in a region of the mind that we do not understand at all, and we have no access to that part of the mind. And that part of the mind is the unconscious mind. That's where those 50,000, 80,000 thoughts are going on. And if those 50,000, 80,000 thoughts have to go across the mind, imagine the speed. And when something travels, when energy travels at that speed, how is anyone to catch it? That's just not possible. That is why we can feel the uneasiness or the discomfort, but we cannot identify. We cannot recognize. We cannot hold or catch. Let's look at it this way. Let's think there's a fan overhead. Now that fan runs at speed 1. What happens is I can see all the 3 blades move. But the air isn't much, but I can see the blades. Now think of that same fan running at speed 5. Now what happens? I can't see the blades because of the speed, but I can feel the air more now. Similarly, conscious thoughts are slow moving. So we are able to identify them, we are able to hold on to them. All that stuff happens. But thoughts which happen in the unconscious region of the mind, they are very fast moving like the blades of the fan, and you can only feel the uneasiness and discomfort, but you cannot identify or hold the thought. So when that kind of discomfort and uneasiness happens, then people are unable to bear that discomfort. They can't bear it. And so they need something to soothe themselves, something that can numb those uncomfortable feelings. And so, they can't stay awake at night, so they've got to take sleeping pills or something to get to sleep. During the day, we've got to function, we've got to work, we've got 100 things to do. So what do people do? They try to numb themselves out. They can't bear the uneasiness and discomfort of those thoughts, so they try to numb themselves out. They may go in for alcohol, they may go in for nicotine, they may go in for smoking, they may go in for drugs, gambling, they may go in for watching porn, they may go in for compulsive sex, they may go in for anything, retail shopping, constantly, buying things, even things that we don't need. Even things like reading compulsively is an addiction. Even spirituality can become an addiction. You see women, they are forever doing that rosary. Their thoughts are elsewhere. But the hand is doing this, it's doing this. It's just an attempt to drown yourself in that so-called activity that you are doing in order to block out an uneasiness or discomfort that's trying to come to the fore. And so people resort to addictions. We need to understand the subject very deeply, have more compassion for people who are faced with such problems, because besides addicts, taking care of addicts is a huge responsibility and problem, something that can completely unnerve you and throw you off gear, and you're not able to manage your own stuff and things like that. So today's ancestral prayer is for the subject of addictions. So, ancestors, I stand before you in humility. I seek healing from the chains of addiction. I recognize that the emotional pain is so intense that some mindless activity or behavior is required to numb the painful feelings. I ask for guidance and help to break free from this. May your healing light shine upon me. May I be cleansed of the burdens I carry. May I be lifted from the darkness of my struggles. May I be guided towards peace and balance. May I overcome the challenges I face, and may I live my life with purpose and clarity. May I release the pain and shame of the past. I ask and I am given. May I walk forward with courage, free from the bonds of addiction. I ask and I am given. If any karmic pattern exists as information within me or in a member of my family that relates to compulsive habits and mindless behaviors to numb the mind of painful feelings and numb the body of painful sensations which might be showing up in me or in a member of my family in this present lifetime as dependence on substances like alcohol, nicotine, tobacco, drugs or prescriptive medicines, smoking, gambling, shopping or binge eating, excessive and obsessive use of the internet, social media, video games, compulsive sex and pornography, workaholism and even spirituality. I ask for the pattern and all such patterns to be transformed completely. I ask on behalf of myself and on behalf of everybody. I ask for everybody, whether they are listening now or will listen at a future time. If in an earlier state of existence I have experienced deep emotional or physical pain that was not healed or released in previous incarnations, it may have manifested in the present lifetime as a coping mechanism. I ask that all such memories of pain and all information related to it be removed forever from my four body system and erased from the Akashic records. I ask and I am given. If in any earlier states of existence I have misused my power to unjustly control other people's mind, speech, and behaviors, I might in this lifetime be balancing my karmic debt by losing control over myself in this lifetime by adopting mindless and addictive behaviors. I ask and I am given. If in earlier states of existence I have overindulged in luxury, substances, or pleasures, the tendencies of these earlier lifetimes might have carried forward to this present lifetime as addictive tendencies. I ask that all such patterns be removed from my four body system and erased from the Akashic records. I ask and I am answered. If in earlier states of existence I have been an ascetic and have undertaken to lead a life of self-denial, residual karma from such states might have got carried forward to this lifetime, because of which I might be overcompensating for it in this lifetime by overindulgence in substance use and body pleasures. I ask that all such information be forever removed from my four body system and erased from the Akashic records. I ask, I am given. I ask, I am given. I have received and I give thanks.